This is Alec. You're watching ZachArcher.
All right, welcome. How's it going? It's me. I'm back, and I'm outside again. Isn't that something? I'm in super crisp quality also. A little up close and personal. All right, so today I thought I'd try something a little different out. I did this once a few years ago, back with my friend Ben. We did a responding to comments video, and that was fun. But I was just thinking, hey, maybe it would be cool if I did like almost a once a month sort of thing, try to do a monthly thing where I respond to comments just from any and all of the videos within that time period. So I could cover a wide range of topics. If I'm going to go into any sort of spoilers or anything, I will give you a warning in advance before I answer a question or bring up a question. I'll be very careful about that kind of thing because, maybe I'll do timestamps and stuff too. It depends how it goes, showing different questions for different videos. All right, so I'm just going to go through some questions that I see here on my comments page here, or comments. They're not really questions because, I don't know. But hey, this is something to keep in mind for the future if you want to post a comment. And this is kind of the reason I didn't respond to many comments the past month, is because I was planning on doing this. But I might also respond as well, just because I feel bad making people wait for this. But something to keep in mind if you do want to comment, because it could potentially be in the video here. Okay, this is on the 2 years later. I'm still mad about Game of Thrones video. An unfinished 7 seasons of GOT is what I consider to be the true GOT. Season 8 was not GOT. Someday someone will consider redoing Season 8, but it can never be. The cast is older and scattered to the winds. It's tough. I never know how to feel about the idea of remaking a season like that. On one hand, my perspective is that, that's the way the creators intended it. And so, for better or for worse, that should be how it's known, because that's what they went with. If every show redid their season just because of backlash, then it would be kind of a hindrance to the creative process in general, right? If you just caved into whatever the public said whenever they have something negative to say. But I'm also, it really sucks for Game of Thrones, because I did love up until season 8. Best show, my favorite show, best show on television, and now it's nowhere near that, so it's unfortunate. I did get an interesting comment from, did I say that was from Eric H? But I think I might have it on the screen anyway. I did get an interesting comment from Torch the Witch, though, who came and said, it ended just the way it was meant to. You're just mad that it didn't end the way you wanted it to. Spoilers for Season 8 of Game of Thrones. Look away. Dany frying the city was foreshadowed over and over again from the beginning. She was only gracious and kind when she was worshipped and loved. Do anything she disliked and she'd cook you. Her losing it and doing what she did should have been expected. It was what she always was. You just didn't pay attention to that and are too narrow-minded to have recognized there were no heroes in the story, never have been. Every character is complex and humanly flawed. The outrage about the ending is stupid and infantile. It was never going to be a happy, predictable ending, as that should have been horrible writing that would have pissed off everyone, including you. You wanted a happy, fluffy ending that met all your desires, and are boo-hooing that you didn't get it. Tough. Grow up. If you didn't recognize that, you were never going to get that you weren't. If you didn't recognize that, you were never going to get that you weren't paying attention. I never really get approaching comments in this way, because you can make the same argument and be a lot more reasonable with it than saying, oh, it's stupid and infantile to be outraged by the ending, because it's just patently false. Obviously there are very valid reasons to have a problem with the ending, even if you like the decisions they made. Ultimately, I don't see how you can't concede that it was at least rushed. At the very least, it was very rushed. And we know that for a fact. They were willing to give them more episodes, but they turned it down because they were interested in Star Wars more. So to say that they had the perfect vision by doing these 6 episodes and rushing things at the end here, I think that's a little unfair. To then go make this comment where you act like, oh, it's really stupid, you're childish for thinking this way. I mean, I don't think that's fair, because it was a mainstream thing. Obviously Game of Thrones blew up and it was the biggest show on television. Everybody in Twitter was outraged by the ending and everything, and so that can kind of overshadow the fact that at the same time there were a lot of true ride or die Game of Thrones fans who were really disappointed by the ending as well. It's not just the people the young generation on Twitter being stupid and overreacting. It's there. If you look at the Game of Thrones fan base, I would say a lot of them were disappointed as well. And I mean, a lot of the comments come down to if they wanted to go this route with Dany, okay, but they needed to do more. I mean, you say the foreshadowing is there, but I don't really get that. You can say like she was too harsh, and yeah, she liked people who fell in line, that kind of thing. So it gives you the vibes of like that kind of ruler. But her story always in the end was an inspirational one. And season 8 was really where they tipped the scales largely in one way more than it was before, way more. And yeah, and it's like I'm happy for you if you enjoyed the ending, like that's cool. But I don't think disregarding like criticisms on it is fair at all. I mean, this is easily, for a show that has such a level of quality that we've come to expect. I would say, like, if it ended at the same quality of season 7 and people complained that much, I would be on your side here. But season 8, season 7, two very different stories, and it's not just me not like them picking one ending I didn't like. It's not just me wanting it to be my way. It's, I think, in so many different aspects they dropped the ball. In so many different storylines, I don't think they tied it up very well. Yeah, that's just me though, right? That's all I can say. Tim McMahon says she's doing a second Stargirl movie this year. This is about Grace VanderWaal's new style. What is a movie? Was it a movie? For some reason, I thought it was a series. So I was under that impression. Maybe I got it mixed up with something else. Let me know if I should check that out. Is it worth checking out just for Grace VanderWaal? Like, show support for Grace VanderWaal. I really have no idea what it's about. But yeah, I've seen comments of you guys saying how she's going to be filming a new Stargirl movie, which is really interesting because she's going down this super big image change, but also will still be doing another Disney movie. That's interesting. In response to Stardew Valley as a gem, Ari Lewis 2011 says, I haven't played many farming simulation games, but I've always been a big fan of The Sims, particularly Sims 1 and the Herbs Sims in the City. I've been meaning to check out Stardew Valley for a while, so maybe sometime soon I'll give it a try. Also, what a lovely person to introduce the video for you, am I right? Oh yeah, his wife was the intro for that video. Sims. I love The Sims. I've played all the Sims, like, except for all the PC expansions and stuff. I always played The Sims on the consoles, really, and then I played Sims 3 and Sims 4 on PC. Love The Sims. Very different from Stardew Valley, like, not even close, but it's alright. It's a simulation game, but different genre, essentially. Stardew Valley is a gem, and it keeps on giving. Like, I've gotten so much out of it, so much time, so many hours, and there's still more to be done. And I feel like if you do it with solo, or if you do it with different people, it could be a different experience each time. So it's definitely worth checking out. Like, if you want to dip your toes into the farming simulation genre, I think that's the one to do it with. And if you like it, you can go into some of the different ones, even though I think this is some of the best that the genre has to offer. But at the same time, if you don't like Stardew Valley, I think that's a good indication that you won't like the genre in general. So I think it's a good gateway in that sense. Leia, about the Game of Thrones, I love the ending. That's good to hear. That's actually good to hear. I mean, I like this comment a lot more than the other one, where it's like, you're a crybaby if you don't like the ending, but yeah, I'm glad you like the ending. Grant Tribe says, LOL, what year is it? Zach, you're improving from bilinear to yearly. Impressive. Let me set your notifications for 2022. And my yearly thumbs up to you, Zach. Just kidding. Thanks for the reaction. I like how my options, I've never seen this. This is all new YouTube update, I guess. There's like default options that fill in. Like, I could just say, Happy New Year, deal, or welcome back. YouTube doesn't get it. Yeah, that's funny, Grant. That's funny. But guess what? I'm sticking around and I'm being consistent about it. So tough. That's tough. You'll see more of me. Baze. Such a talented group. About Citizen Queen. Very true. Very true. They don't get enough recognition yet. But I think they'll probably get there. Cal 99ers says, 3 reactions of greats in 1 week. Wow, things are flying. caught your smile. It's amazing how many reactors of Grace watch your videos with no emotion throughout the reaction. At the end they should say, well, as you saw, no reaction. After 70 years of great rock, how can anything blow you away now? You have to be into an artist to be personally impressed. I'll follow this girl because of her music for the duration, but I know she'll never better Dark Side of the Moon or Quadrophenia. I know there's an album or two coming from her in the future. If she doesn't quit, that you could put up there with a Fleetwood Mac. I can see her have better songs than Joni Mitchell when she gets into her late 20s, and I love Joni. Good insight again. You were one of the honest ones. Thank you, Cal. I appreciate that. It's really interesting to look at young artists like that, to say, oh, I think they'll be able to stand up to these big artists or not. It's rare that you can ever say they will, especially in this age, to be like, oh, confident they will match up to these revered albums. Like, it's really a far cry to say that. All we can say is like, wow, there's something special in this girl. There's something special in this artist, and like we just keep listening, keep watching, and hope that their potential comes through. I mean, I think Grace has already delivered a lot more than a lot of artists in the same positioning does, in terms of like winning a reality competition and then like doing something with that career, you know? A lot of artists who have won, like even America's Got Talent or any similar show, and who won it years and years ago, they've done less with their career than Grace has done with her career already. At what age is she? 16 now? So I think we've already gotten a lot out of her. So I think it's fair to say there's a lot of potential there for her to grow and grow, and that's something cool. That's something cool to track. Todd Basinger said, consider getting your glasses adjusted. Just a thought. I really didn't know what he was commenting at all. Like, I don't know what his point. I didn't know what his point was at all. So I was like, because of the blurred video, or I didn't know if he was trying to make a joke because I had blurred the video because it was blocked. But he was like, no, so you don't have the distraction of them sliding down your nose all the time. They can heat and reshape the earpiece to fit better and hold tighter. I don't know what you're talking about, sir. Look, I feel like I rarely do that. Do I really adjust that much? Maybe I do. But it doesn't bother me enough, I think, to go to that much trouble. Sorry, Todd. Sorry if it bothered you that much, Todd. Trip 222. So happy to see you again. I was a subscriber, but I thought you stopped, so I left your channel. But you're back, and so am I. For any Grace fans that don't know, you have some excellent Grace reactions. Thanks for this one, and again, welcome back. I've also seen your reaction to Don't Assume What You Don't Know, and thanks for that also. Resubbed, and I know you'll be doing more Grace reactions. Thank you, and thank you. You know Grace very well, and that's a big plus. Some of the newer reactors haven't got a clue what they're reacting to. Okay, Trip. You took me on a trip with that comment, I think. It's sad that you did leave, and you abandoned me so ruthlessly. That's cool, though. No, I mean, I don't know when you left. If it was just for my inactivity, okay, I get that, first of all. But I'm not the kind to just like stop posting and never post again. You know, I would come back eventually. So I'm glad you found your way back. But if you left after I made my returning video where I said that I wouldn't be doing reactions, then I understand that as well. I understand if that's what we were there for, and I wasn't planning on doing reactions really. And then I kind of felt it out, and I was like, okay, I'll do them every now and then. Not every video, not all the time, but just casually whenever I'm feeling it, I will do reactions. So yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate you say I have some excellent Grace reactions. That's very nice. Game of Thrones. SamC95 says, definitely read these books. They'll fill the hole GOT is left for you, even though they stop around season 5 time in the plot. You'll find that the books are better than the show, even when the show was good. I consider myself more of a fan of Song of Ice and Fire than Game of Thrones now, but credit where it's due, season 1 to 4 of Game of Thrones is still my favorite TV show. Yeah, man, it really is my favorite TV show, season 1 to 4 of Game of Thrones. I would really like to read those books. I remember at the time, you know, at peak Game of Thrones, like season 4, when people would be like, oh, the book's not that good, you know, I feel like the show is much better. But like, there are actually people saying that, which is rare to hear for a show, you know, it's always like the book is better. But for this, I was hearing a little mixed bag. Some people preferred the books, a lot of people preferred the show. But then as it wrapped up, it's like, okay, now it's all bound down to the books. Now the one true king. So I definitely would love to read the books soon. Reacting to Repeat by Grace VanderWaal. Jane Translate. Hello, Jane. This is quite an accomplishment, Zach. You got me to finally listen to Grace VanderWaal. It's not that I had anything against her, I just wasn't interested. I like this one a lot, and I like that you played it twice. It grew on me. I think I'll pay more attention in the future. So good to see you back, Zach. Of course, you've been back for a while now. I just want to make sure you know I'm happy to see you. That's so nice. That's so nice. Thank you, Jane. And that's awesome that you actually ended up listening to Grace VanderWaal from seeing me post my reaction to her. Also interesting that Repeat by Grace VanderWaal was your first time giving Grace VanderWaal a chance, because it is super different. So what a starting point for you. If you follow her music moving forward, it might be more of a similar tone, but if you go back to her older music, you might be taken aback a bit. But I think you would appreciate her older music a lot as well. Her most recent album and the album before that especially. All right, here we go. We're entering depression territory. Hell yeah. Therapy JM, I appreciate you sharing your journey. Keep fighting. Thank you. I never know, like these comments come out of nowhere and they have therapy in the title, so I don't know if they just latch on to the keywords and respond. I don't know if this person's real, actually watched my video or not, but thank you if so. Therapy JM. Ari Lewis 2011, I always appreciate your willingness to be vulnerable, open, and honest, Zach. It takes a tremendous amount of courage to blog and record videos about your journey with depression, so take credit for that. You know I'm always a text/call away, my friend. The line is always open, so never hesitate to reach out. I'll definitely continue to read and tune in to all discussions centered around this topic. Thank you, Rusty. Genuinely, Rusty has always been a great friend for me, and I really appreciate that. Someone who I can actually dependably reach out to. Because even my good friends, some of my good friends were hit and miss over the years, and it would be like, and I'm talking like IRL friends, you know, I would reach out to them and they just wouldn't respond, and it would be like 2 days later, like, oh, sorry, I missed your call. I was like, okay, well, but Rusty is like always there, you know, always willing to respond, and I appreciate those people. Like, I'm not expecting people to be by the phone ready to respond whenever, but it's like, if you're at least like an ear, lending an ear to your friends, and you're there as a resource, that's all you can do as a friend, you know? So that's why I always make an effort to respond within the day, you know? I find it kind of ridiculous when like people say that like they respond like days later and like, oh man, I was really busy. Like, you didn't have a second of downtime just to respond, just a quick little text, say I'm busy or whatever, you know? Just a quick little text, it can make such a difference. I think the damage you can do from just ignoring people is so, oof. I just don't like the thought of it. If me reaching out or me responding can help lift someone up in the moment, then that's enough for me, you know, to like just take the time to do that. Colonel Link 91, I'm always here for you, my man. Thank you for sharing and being vulnerable. Know that I always got your back no matter what. Same to you, Alec. Thank you. Appreciate it. If you don't know, Alec and I host the Tarkaron YouTube channel. Check that out. It's my second channel that I do every week. Also, it's cool that YouTube has this thing now for people that are have their subscriptions public. They'll have a little icon next to their comment, and it'll show how long they've been subscribed to you. And it says, publicly subscribed to you 8 years, Alec. That's so crazy. That's a crazy number. Fashy Corner, going through some similar things. Try to keep positive thoughts. Thank you. Thank you. Frantic. I found that putting myself out there by making content surrounding my life has helped more than I ever knew it would. I can relate to that feeling of sharing your life stories with people to get them off your chest. Keep your head up, man. It's really like an acquired taste. I feel like there are some people who are very secretive. And honestly, obviously there are limits to that for everyone, where it's like you're bottling it up so much. But in the same vein, like those kinds of people who keep it to themselves, a lot of times the resource for them is to just like do something a little more quiet, like maybe journal it, to at least put the thoughts out there, but not share it publicly. Certainly not to the extent that I do and that you do. I mean, I don't think that's the norm, to want to be that public about it, because it's a wild concept. But again, there are limits to that. I'm not going to throw out everyone's personal information and name names all the time, because then it gets messy and it's not fun for anyone then. Interstate Gar commented, try this when you're feeling depressed. Exercise. It produces endorphins in your brains that put you in a better mood. Our bodies were designed to be mobile, And it's bad for your physical and mental health to just sit and sit and sit. I've tried this myself and it works. Whether it's outside actually or indoor exercises, get your heart rate up and the endorphins will kick in. The runners you see jogging all the time, this is why they're running. Endorphins. Give it a try. Okay? I'll just do the rest of the video standing. Here I go. No, I mean, that's a good point. Fuck you for saying that, but that's a good point. I do need to exercise more. Thank you. Now I'm in squat position. On George Carlin. George was the one who brought the court case over the 7 words you can't say on the radio. Try that one and see what you think. He's very big on language and words meanings. I have definitely heard of that one. It's very iconic. But I've not watched it, so maybe I will check that one out for sure. I think I know the words. I think I know the 7 words though. Heavy Metal Movie 1981. George Carlin was a true comedic genius and was very smart. If he didn't make you laugh, he could make you think. Sunglasses emoji. Yeah, for sure. He's definitely one of those comedians where even if you're not laughing, you're getting something out of it at least. That's cool. All right. Well, that's it. Hey, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Let me know if I should do more of these kinds of things where I respond to the comments. I'm going to try to do this monthly if possible. That would be great. And I'll try to think of different ways to do that. But yeah, I appreciate you. So feel free, like, knowing this, to make more comments. I'd love to have more to respond to. And each time I do this video, I'll have different things to respond to. Different topics will come up because I did different videos that month, or whatever time frame. It might not exactly be a month. It might be every now and then. Who knows? All right. Thank you. Take care. Dang it! I was gonna get those deer in here, but they ran off just from seeing me. They didn't realize I was there until they were like 2 feet away, and they flipped out. And they go to ZachArcher.net for the latest from me. And if you want to be in the next video I respond to, comments in about to, then comment below and let me know what you think. All right.